I just kicked the dang four-wheeler. Come on, folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel, we're moving cows and having fun. Stick around to the end, we're gonna teach you a few things. We're gonna grab the tractor and do some work. Woo, God. Contact. Clear prop.
I ain't afraid of play. I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it all the damn way. I ain't afraid of life. Times like this. You can mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Yeah. Clear prop. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another beautiful day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I've got the tractor out. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go check on the cows. Stay tuned to the end. We're gonna show you what we're gonna be doing with the tractor. We're gonna be propagating elderberry bushes. So if you want to geek out on that kind of thing, that's what today's all about. We also may have some new calves on the ground. I'm pretty excited about that. So let's just take a little walk through the farm here. I'm gonna let the tractor get good and warmed up and take care of the critters. Have a good day. Let's have some fun.
Thank you, HelloFresh, for sponsoring today's video. Before we get down to business, let's show you what we're cooking.
HelloFresh is a super simple way to simplify meals for you and your family, guys. So I'm gonna open up the box and show you how it comes here. Basically, this comes in the mail. It's sitting at my gate down there, or it'll be sitting at your front door. You open up your box, and on the top, typically you'll open up this guy. It's an insulated box, right? And you'll have all your menu selections. So chicken and Greek salad pita pockets right here, sweet cart style turkey bowls, Parmesan crusted salmon, and Caesar salad. But what we're gonna cook today is scallops with orange and cranberry gastrique. So let's whip this up really quick. It takes about 20 minutes. Every detail of everything you're gonna do is right on the information card, all the way on the back, everything you need to know, so you don't have to have any cooking experience to kick butt at HelloFresh. Now, HelloFresh means fresh, okay? So you're eating this pretty quickly after you get it. This is not something that you're gonna put in the freezer. It's something that you're gonna cook this week. So every week you'll get a new box of HelloFresh, and it's sized proportionately to your family. So if you have a family of 6 or a family of 4 or just a family of 2, you can buy your HelloFresh basically based upon the size of your family. Folks, I love HelloFresh because you can double your menu size. You know, when you have a family of picky eaters, or if you're just a picky eater yourself, the new HelloFresh can actually swap out veggies and proteins. It's like having a consumable restaurant menu at home. Special thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. And remember, you can get a free Zwilling 4-star chef's knife on your third box, $149.99 value, plus 10 free meals, and your first box ships free with discount code Stoney HFZWL. Make sure you use my coupon code to get this deal before supplies run out. Again, that's Stoney, STONEY HFZWL, and that will be posted right here on the screen for you. That is delicious. If that don't look like the picture, I don't know what does. And I am no master chef, guys. I'm just an average dude eating good food. Huge shout out to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video and feeding me good. I can't say enough about how delicious this is. Let's get back to work. We got some farming to do. Woo! What's this look? What is this look? What you got going on there? Huh? What's this little look you got? Huh? Want kissy? What's that? Yeah? Wanna try the camera? Here. Morning, big girl. Hey, big girl. All right, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm, guys. If this is your first time here, please hit that like button, subscribe. Love to have you back. Tractor's down there warming up. We got cows that are gonna be following us. This is Butthead Jr. and watch her behind me. She gets a little frisky. It's pretty funny. So I've got all the cows up here in the pasture behind the house, and you know, there's something really wet right here. And I don't think should be really wet right there. Hope we don't have a water leak. Anyway, we'll handle that another day. We're gonna go check on the cows. Hey, kiddo. We got all the cows up here. I say cows. We've got mama cows and the bull. So we had a baby 2 days ago, and I'm expecting 3 more of these animals to have babies. We're gonna take you guys and show you what they look like when they're about to have a baby as well. But Cindy right here just had a baby, and she's very, very standoffish right now. Little baby girl. Hey, Cindy girl. Cindy's had a baby, and number 13.5 right there. There we go. That's our second baby of the calving season. We're calving a little bit in the winter time right now, and that's kind of, you know, not so out of place around here. It's pretty out of place if you lived in Wyoming, but not so out of place right here in North Carolina, where our climate is not as harsh as it is out west. In other words, we can calve all winter long. Let's introduce you to Donnie and a few other. This is a little girl that's going to be staying with us. She is a heifer from this year. She was born this year. Beautiful, fuzzy-headed little girl. I've yet to get her to let me touch her, but I think she's going to warm up. This is Donnie. Donnie is our bull. And there are a few other ones with names. I think this is my sweetheart. Yes, this is Sweetie. So Sweetie likes to be scratched on the head a little bit. And this is my little Angus beef herd right here. This is Spaz, because Spaz is always freaking out, and that's Tammy. So we have not had any new babies as of last night that I can tell. However, we've got one straggler up here, and I'm guessing that's probably Jumper. So we'll go up and check him out too. What we got to do here, it's winter time on the farm. Grass don't grow in the winter time. As you can see, it's fairly brown here right now. We're gonna go grab a hay bale with our Greg Judy bale unroller, and we're gonna unroll hay out on the land to the cows. These cows get 1 bale per day. There's 34 animals out here, 34, 35 animals out here right now, and about 1 bale will do it. Each bale weighs 800 to 1,000 pounds, and we're going to be using that Honda Foreman to unroll this hay. Again, stay tuned to the end. We're going to take you down. We're going to show you how I propagate elderberries. It's a simple process, and if you want elderberries on your property, superfood. It's a superfood, super good for you. And we'll be showing you some more videos on how we make different things with elderberries later on this year. Cows are excited. This is Butthead, by the way. Hey, girl. Good to see ya. Electric fence right here keeps the cows out of the hay. We're gonna fire up this ATV and crank up this hay bale. Hey dudes, get back, Jimmy Jack. It is not ideal that these cows are all bunched up by this gate like this. Not at all. Come on up. Come on up. Up. Get up. Come up. Where's that going? Woo! Woo! That cow just kicked the dang four-wheeler. Come on. You're cruising for a bruising, young lady. Come up! Woo! Come up! Come up! Come on up! gosh, you got a perfectly good tractor down there. Why in the world are you running around here on a four-wheeler with this contraption? It's all about low impact on your land and low impact on your soil. What we're trying to accomplish here, aside from keeping the cows mooing, we're trying to have low impact and low compaction on our soil. So I'll take the ATV and I'll take the Greg Judy bale unroller and I'll just unroll this hay bale right out in here, and the cows will enjoy the hay. This grass seed that's in this bale of hay will fall out onto the land, sprinkle out onto the land, and we won't concentrate all of our manure in one spot. Do you see any mud here? There's no mud. There's no mud here on this farm. Why is there no mud? Because we don't feed in a bale ring where the cows crowd around it and wade belly deep in their own mud and manure. That's really not where I want my food. I don't know about you guys. So we'll just take our knife and we'll open up our hay bale real quick, like so. You can see there's some waste. This hay is stored outside. Every hay bale is stored in the prospective field that it's going to be fed. Why do I do that? Well, moving material is one of the biggest expenses on a farm and the most damaging thing on the farm to all of your equipment. So your equipment gets worn out. I'm not starting a $40,000 tractor. I'm starting a $4,000 four-wheeler. Your equipment gets worn out. You haul things back and forth all over. You wear out the common areas, like right where you go into a gate right up here. If I'm driving in and out through that gate all the time, it's gonna cause a problem. This is gonna cause a problem. Let me get this thing unrolled here. Simply unhook right here, give a little lift, oop, up like that. Hay bale falls over, and then we're just gonna unroll it out on the land. How do you wanna unroll it? Well, we don't wanna unroll it the exact same way that it was rolled up on there, or we'll have big piles of hay. We wanna spread it out on as much of an area as we possibly can. So here we go. So we hold these truths to be self-evident that all hay bales are not created equally. This one has got some leaf debris in it. You know why? Because it was the hay that was cut on the edge of the field up next to the woods. It's not as high quality bale as we typically would like to feed, but that's okay. The cows will pick through it, eat what they want, and won't eat what they don't want. People ask me, will they get sick eating hay that's stored outside? They won't eat anything that's rotten. They just don't want to do it. Hay bale is completely gone. It's rolled out. Now you see I've got a row of hay and a row of hay and a row of hay. Tomorrow, I'll come right through here and run hay in between these rows. Very, very simple. Run out, turn, and then I'll have it in the middle tomorrow. Try not to run over too awful many cow turds as I do this. Now to prepare for the next bale is what we have to do here. I'm gonna grab my hook. I'm gonna hook onto this D-ring right there, good to go. Now I'm gonna wind it back in. Here's what I do. Click my tab. All right, when I see the weight being moved off the ground, I know 10 revolutions will get me right in the center of the next bale, and I'll back right up to the next bale. Now we're ready. We're ready to hook up to our next bale. All we do is back up there. This is how easy it is in the wintertime if you're not starting a big old heavy honking piece of equipment and moving hay all across your land. You see me just talking you through this and demonstrating it. It took us 6 minutes to feed the cows. That's so cool. So we're gonna inspect our cows as we're eating. The best time to check our cows out is while they're eating. Look at this little baby. So this is 13.5, that's that baby's mama. And we can see who's fat and who's happy. It looks like Donnie is also inspecting our ladies. So we're looking for a very plump animal. Looking for a very plump animal ready to have a baby. Okay, right around the front of them this way. And then we're looking at their rear end as well. This is Cindy. Just had her calf. Cool and calm and collected. We're going to be looking at udders. So we don't see large udders on these animals right here. Let's see. We do see like 22 right here is super fat. She's super pregnant. This one's super pregnant. That one's super pregnant. And let's just take a quick look at her udders if she'll let us get close to her. And see, look at that baby in there. Gosh, it's big. So her udders are starting to get distended. Yeah, we're talking about you. Her udders are distended. Her belly is distended. We'll check her rear end and we'll see. Got a little dingleberries hanging out down there, but she's not very swollen in her lady parts back there. So not really too concerned about her having a baby anytime soon. We'll leave her alone. She'll be fine. We really don't have to worry about these big black Angus cows having any trouble birthing. I don't have trouble birthing because I have a fairly small bull. Now, this cow here, number 15, is very standoffish. Her udders are fairly large, and this cow here, number 25, hers are fairly large too. I feel like we're gonna have 2 calves in the next 2 to 3 calves in the next 2 to 3 days. So hopefully tomorrow morning we'll have a new baby on the ground. That'll be nice. Hey girl. This is our pick for the next baby. This is the cow that was up on the ridge up there. 25. 25? Yeah. She'll have a baby on the ground tomorrow. Guarantee. See how we're lined up just about with the center of the hay bale. Now this fence is electrified and it will shock the snot out of me. So I'm gonna give her a little kick. Just like so. Right into the hay bale we go. Put that hook over it. And we'll take our hammer over here the other side. And you can see we're kind of off kilter. We're on a hillside right here. So we'll crank it up just a little. Level that bale out. Like that. When we're close to the center, we'll give her a little kick. Good to go. Hook that. We are ready to go to do the exact same thing first thing tomorrow. Pretty cool, huh? This is electrified. This is not. The wire is, that's not, and it's insulated. Uh-oh. Well, let's turn that off. I gotta fix it. I'm thirsty. I need a pop. Is it a pop or a soda or a Coke? What do you guys call it where you live? Do you want a pop, soda, or do you call it a Coke or a Pepsi? I call it a soda. Maybe. Maybe a sody pop. Now we got it. We just hook this right on there. Good to go. Turn our power back on. That'll keep the cows out of their winter stockpile. Each bale is 1 day, so let's just count it. 1, 2, if today is, what is today? The 2nd, so 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Get us through to the 10th of January. As we get closer to moving over on the other side of the hill where the cows will be for, gosh, probably the rest of the winter, to be honest with you. Oh, and we'll probably start feeding a little more hay. As you can tell, they've got a little bit of forage down here on the ground, so they're still nibbling up a little bit of that. The other hillside, nothing. Really, really poor topsoil here in the foothills and Piedmont region of North Carolina. Guys, this is the most highly eroded soil in the country. Believe it or not. You would think like the Grand Canyon would be, but this is the most highly eroded soil due to poor farming practices for years and years and years. That's why people moved out west. That's why people moved to Missouri. That's why people moved out there, because there's no topsoil here. This ain't the breadbasket. Tobacco got it. Let's get on that tractor. There's a Stoney Ridge, genuine Stoney Ridge rock right there. Every day I try to pick up 10 rocks. There aren't that many out in this field, but when I get one, it's nice. Wait. How you know you in Appalachia? There's a Mini Cooper in the woods back there. You know, we were gonna check on what that wetness was over here. This is my solar well setup from Laurent Solar, and we have a wet spot over here. This pasture, right in this area, just stays wet all the time. Let me show you how you know. See this grass? It's what I call swamp grass or water grass, okay? It doesn't grow anywhere but wet spots on the farm. And there's some here, it's just kind of all around in here, and there's some more down that way. Here where I live in North Carolina, springs kind of bubble up out of the ground, especially seasonal springs. So water might be here all winter long and not even be here in the summer. It's kind of odd, but that's just part of the land here on the Stoney Ridge. And we are in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. Right up there on the other side of my shop is Floyd, Virginia and Stewart, Virginia. Pretty country up there. Here's another one of those wet spots. See how it's just soppy wet right there. Just stays that way all winter long. That's why you don't want your cows putting pressure on that. That's why the cows aren't in that area right there. Let's see what our goldfish is doing in here. In our water tank, there he is. We got a goldfish in this water tank. This is a tire water tank. A lot of people get all triggered about the tire water tank. It's pretty much industry standard. That's how the cows get their water in this pasture, through that tire water tank. I think it's a great way to recycle a tire, and if there was some problem with it, that goldfish wouldn't be 3 years old living in there. That's my canary in my mind. This is a TYM HST T74 hydrostatic tractor. We're going to take it, we're going to go down to the mulch pile, and I'll show you guys a cool trick. What the heck is that? When you see the tree folks in your neighborhood or in your area, people trimming trees, whether it's the Asplund guys or the power company, or even your neighbors having some tree work done, and there's a chipper truck there, stop by and talk to them, guys. Ask them if they're looking for a place to dump. Odds are they are looking for a place to dump. This is gold right here. This is just as good as gold for your property. What we're going to be doing today is taking these elderberry cuttings, and that's what these are. These are just trimmings off of an elderberry bush that I had in the backyard, and you can see I've had them soaking in water. There's even a little ice in that water, but these will sprout, okay? So if you look right here, you can see a little sprout coming off. Each one of these little nodules on here and each one of these little pieces right here, these little buds, will sprout. Let me show you one that's a little bit better. So we reach down in here. All this stuff is still alive, guys. It's still living. Even though it's just trimmings, it's still living. So you can see there's a little bud right there and a little bud right there. They tend to bud out or root where those little buds are, but they will root right out from the wood right here. So we don't want them to rot. You want to keep your water changed out. And this has been sitting in water for, I don't know, probably 2 weeks now. And we've started to see who's going to bud out and who's not going to bud out. Let's just dig down in here a little bit. Okay, there's that ice I was telling you about. You can see this newer growth doesn't want to bud out quite as much as the older growth. You want your sticks to be sticking up out of the water ever so slightly, okay, so they can get a little bit of oxygen and dry out just a little bit. But these are all elderberry cuttings. Look at this one right here. All those little spots, those little specks on there will come out and they will be new plants. So we're going to propagate them. You see it right there, budding out right there, a little bud there, a little bud there. This bud's for you. So we want to grow as many elderberries on our property as we possibly can because they're just beautiful plants, first of all, and they have medicinal purposes, and beyond the shadow of any doubt, they're a superfood. So we'll go through and we'll harvest our elderberries in the fall and we'll put them in the freezer. And in the wintertime, we'll break them out of the freezer, or you can even do them fresh if you want to, but you'll harvest your elderberries and you can make different things. I've started making soap. I have an elderberry lavender soap that I've been making from beef tallow. In other words, everything's coming right off the farm. The elderberry's coming off the farm, the lavender's coming off the farm, the beef's coming off the farm, everything. And we can make our own stuff. The only thing that's not coming off the farm is the lye from the soap. So I've made about 12 bars of soap, maybe 15 bars of soap now, and I've got 50 cents in it. I mean, who can complain about that? It's just byproduct of the animals that I have here on the farm and the things that I'm doing. So now you know elderberries will propagate. We're going to show you a simple way to make them propagate by using wood chips. Now, you don't need to have these wood chips. They're not something that you have to have. You can go to your local landfill, take a couple trash barrels out there and fill it up at your landfill. Anywhere that does debris collection, call your neighboring town and see if they have wood chips available for you. You can go in there, get a trash barrel full, put it in the back of your station wagon or whatever, your car, or a pickup truck load, and put it around your flower beds, put it all over everywhere. It will help your soil. The pile that we have here was this big, and I took my manure spreader and I scattered it all throughout our pastures. And what does that do? Well, what is this? Rotting material, biologic material. See all that? It's breaking down. It's biologic material, and that will feed your soil. The microbes that are missing in our topsoil here are all right there in that debris. This is as clean as it gets, as free as it gets. And now we're going to take you up here and we're going to be planting elderberries up this tree line right here. Super simple. Costs nothing to do this. It don't get no easier than this. Here's what we do. Here are 3 elderberry cuttings. Oh, let me set that down. Show you guys exactly how I'm doing this. So I've got a little bit of mulch here already. I'm gonna dig down in just a little bit. You can see we got ground, we got rock, we got whatever. I'm gonna lay this down. You can see it's already budding out. I'm gonna lay one there. Get that stick out of the way. Gonna lay this one here. Just lay it down on the ground. Lay that one right there. Now, how do I know this is a good spot to grow elderberries or to trip over a shovel? That's a good spot to do all that. This is an elderberry bush, okay? Haven't trimmed this guy back in several years, but that is a big old elderberry bush that I get plenty of elderberries off of every single year. If you don't know how to identify an elderberry bush in the wintertime, don't worry. You can do it next spring, okay? Or next fall. So, but you can also come in here and you can see these are elderberry bushes. You can tell by the little knobs on the bark right here. And there are several different varieties of elderberry bush. The trimmings that I'm planting today came from a bush that was behind my house. Now, all I'm gonna do is take my shovel that I just spilled. I'm gonna give you a good bird's eye view of this in a second, but I'm just gonna bury these, okay? Just gonna cover them up. That's not enough. We need more. Let me get some more and not spill it this time. Just like that, okay? All we did was mound up some of that debris or that mulch right on top of our elderberry plants. You don't want that dyed, crappy mulch from the store. You want to get some all-natural stuff if you possibly can. But you can see just how simple it was. And all I'm going to do is go right down through here and plant more elderberry bushes. I know there are a couple back here. I know there's another one there and another one up the hill right here. And what I want to do is pretty much create an elderberry hedge right here. If you want to harvest elderberries for yourself, don't do this way off from your house. If you've got a large acreage, don't do this way off from your house because you won't be able to maintain it. You've got to keep an eye on it, and when the elderberries start to get ripe, you may even have to put a bird net over it because birds and deer will devastate them. So, now you know how to grow elderberries. And again, if you plant them closer to your house, you may have better luck keeping the deer away. I'll post a link to a video at the end of this that you guys can see. There's a product that I use that I basically just spray and it keeps the deer away. It smells like rotten eggs and it really works. So I'm gonna plant up this entire hillside right here with beautiful elderberries. And in the springtime, midsummer, these will be flowering beautifully, white, fragrant, awesome for the honeybees, awesome for just beautification of your property. So that's how you propagate elderberries. You can also do this with figs. Okay, so you can take figs. Now you don't want to do it with figs when it's really cold out. So if you think it's going to be below 25 degrees, don't do it with your figs. Do this in the fall with your figs. In other words, go back, trim your figs off, propagate them just the same way we did right there, or you can put them in a little bit of sand or a little bit of mulch, just like this. Let them sprout and put them out just like that. Or you can just take your fig cuttings, if you cut your fig bushes back, and do that. That's the way you propagate stuff. Pretty cool, huh? I've tried so many different ways, like tossing figs over in here. You ain't gonna toss a fig over in here and get a fig bush growing. And I tossed elderberries all in here too, but they didn't take as well. They kind of want to grow where they want to grow. This is the best way to have success. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this little day on the farm. Had a little bit of work to do with the cows. I want to take you guys along and show you how I'm propagating elderberries so that I have something awesome and delicious for you as a treat later on in a future video. Thank you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love to have you back on the Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife, bring your kids, living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
I'm thirsty. I need a pop. Is it a pop or a soda or a Coke? What do you guys call it where you live? Do you want a pop, soda, or do you call it a Coke or a Pepsi? I call it a soda. Maybe. Maybe a sody pop. There's a Stoney Ridge, genuine Stoney Ridge rock right there. How you know you in Appalachia? There's a Mini Cooper in the woods back there. Hey dudes. Where's that going? Woo! Woo! That cow just kicked the dang four-wheeler. Hey, you're cruising for a bruising, young lady. Come on! Woo! On the camera, why are you flopping? You shouldn't be flopping. You should just be steady. I don't know why you're flopping. How do I know this is a good spot to grow elderberries or to trip over a shovel? Y'all come back now. You hear?